Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Belwith 1306 showcase lock is what this is. Typical common showcase lock that you're going to see installed in retail applications where you simply need to secure a couple of sliding glass doors. You'll see it in residential applications where you really want to keep contents on the opposite side of the unsecured side. You will see it, of course, installed in the doctor's office when you come and check in. They slide those two doors open. And that's where you'll see a showcase lock primarily. That's where I see them. And that's what the Belwith 1306 looks like. Now this comes from the factory keyed differently. And there is also a link below this video. There is a link below this video to the installation instructions. And let's take a review at that now. Now the way that the factory supplies these is simply keyed differently. So if you order 5, they're all going to be the different keys. So be mindful of that. And based on what I can determine, they do not actually offer a key-to-like version of this, even though we can certainly assist you with a key-to-like version of these locks. Okay. Now the name Belwith Keeler is synonymous with other names, and these are branded under the Hickory name. So if you see Hickory, Belwith Keeler is the name associated with the top level name, so to speak, of the Hickory name. So depending on how you're going to install this material, you will be either with the key installed with the teeth up, so to speak, or if you're going to install it in the opposite fashion, meaning the door that you're attaching the serrated lock edge to, if it's on the opposite side, your teeth will be in the down position because this needs to be in a specific orientation in order for it to lock and stay locked. Okay. Now which also tells us that the teeth will be either pointed up or pointed down. The tooth portion, or the serrated portion, this mounts on the edge of the interior side of the glass in the center of the opening, and you will use this little combination Phillips slotted drive to get that secured down to the glass. And they don't give us a range of thickness that this is compatible with, but we'll determine that in a moment. You have a little nylon tip, and that's what jumped out on me. Okay, you'll be able to get that onto the glass, and then of course you see the concept there of tightening it down. Before I tighten that down, I'm going to measure that dimension so we know what the maximum glass thickness is. It's probably going to be somewhere in the 5/16 range would be my guess. Not even. You'd really be stretching it to get that onto a 5/16 piece of glass. This is going to be intended for 1/4 inch glass. Obviously 3/16 would work as well. Obviously thinner, but it would be dependent on what track you really have this working with for it to be any thinner than that. Okay, so this is going to be installed on the interior side, where it's going to basically allow you to have that lock latch brought over the end, this portion, brought over this portion, so that I cannot take the outer door and move it out of the way. Okay, so that's going to be how this is going to work. I can slide that or ratchet it on, but I can't push it back with the key in the locked position, and that's what's going to prevent me. To open all that up, insert the key, take the lock off, and now you're in free operation. The key cannot be removed when it is in the unlocked position. So you cannot leave this on you cannot leave the lock assembled with it being unlocked. You wouldn't want to have that active and then the lock body fall down. Let's take some basic dimensional properties of the hardware itself. You're going to have that sticking over the edge of the glass every bit of 5 inch, and realistically probably something in the range of 4.5 inch. Okay, height of that serrated lock edge about 1/2 inch. The leading dimension of that serrated portion is going to be about 3 3/4. Now I've had people ask me, they have really excessive overlaps And that's why I'm attempting to show you this dimension. So, you know, well, I don't recall what I said, but I wouldn't want to be any more than, you know, about, well, like I said, 3.5 inch on that overlap. I had a client recently call and say that they had their overlap of 7 inch. There is no solution that I'm aware of for that. I did suggest that it might be remotely possible to take a couple of the locks and cut and then weld the components back together. You can see that this is ferrous based, but this is awfully thin material, and I've never tried to weld it, so I don't know if there would be a total failure or a total success in that regard. But it's conceptually something that might be considered. It was the only answer that I had because of the client's excessive overlap. Okay. Now the lock body itself, let's take some dimensions of that. Overall diameter, about 1.25 inches. Okay. Let's take a look at the lock body itself. Okay, now that lock body projection, looks like it's about 11/16. Diameter of the barrel itself, not that it's important, but just so that we have a record of what it actually is. Looks like it's about 13/16. You're going to get 2 keys. Be stamped hickory. Okay. Nice quality item. Typical showcase lock caliber. I've not seen them any lower quality. I don't believe I've seen them of any higher quality. There would be no reason at all that I would not use this hickory Belwith Keeler 1306 personally. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Belwith products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. If you have any questions on the Belwith Keeler or hickory, I suppose, 1306 showcase lock or any other Belwith Keeler product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.